Hello everyone, my name is Katya and today I'm going to show you how to crochet this basket. It's a quick and easy project, so let's get to it and create something great. For this project I'm using Craft Smart yarn. It's a number 4 medium weight yarn and the color is called Mint. 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, scissors and a tapestry needle. I'm using 2 strands of yarn. We're going to start with a slip knot. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, into the third chain from the hook, so don't count this one. 1, 2, 3, into this chain we're going to work 12 double crochets. Here's 1, 2, 3. Continue working on your double crochets until you have 12 total. To end round 1, we're going to slip stitch on top of the first double crochet. So here's my first double crochet, and right over here slip stitch into that stitch. For round 2, chain 2. Chain 2 doesn't count as anything. Into the first stitch, which is right over here, we're going to work 2 double crochets. So here's 1. Going back into that same stitch, work second double crochet. And that's the repeat, is working 2 double crochets into each stitch around. So here's 1, and then going back into that same stitch, work second double crochet. Again, going to the next chain or next stitch and work 2 double crochets. Here's 1, and then going back into that same stitch, work your second double crochet. So continue working like this, and at the end you should have 24 double crochets. To end round 2, slip stitch on top of the first double crochet. For round 3, chain 2, 1, 2, go back into that first stitch that we slip stitched into and work 1 double crochet. Work 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And work 2 double crochets into the following stitch. So here's 1, and then going back into that same stitch, work your second double crochet. Repeat, work 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Here's 1 and 2, and into the following stitch work 2 double crochets. Repeat this around, and at the end of this round you should have 32 double crochets. To end round 3, we're going to slip stitch on top of the first double crochet, which is right over here. For round 4, we're going to chain 1, and now we're just going to be working in the back loops. So normally we work using both loops, but this time we're going to work using back loops only. And we're just going to work a single crochets around. So I'm going to go back into that first stitch that I just slip stitched into, and I'm going to use my back loops and work my single crochet. Going into the next stitch, work 1 single crochet into the back loops. Again, work your single crochet into the back loop. And like that, just continue working single crochets around, back loops only, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. You should have 32 single crochets worked into back loops. To end round 4, we're going to slip stitch into both of the loops. Now we're going to work using both loops. So chain 1, and all we're going to do for round 5 is work 1 half double crochet into each stitch around. So I'm going back into my first stitch that I just slip stitched into, and I'm going to work my half double crochet. Going to the next stitch and work 1 half double crochet into that stitch. And continue working your half double crochets into each stitch around, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. You should have 32 half double crochets. For round 6, we're going to slip stitch into the first half double crochet, chain 1, going back into that same stitch, we're going to work 1 single crochet, Work 1 single crochet into each stitch around. So this time, instead of doing half double crochets, we're doing single crochets. So continue working, and at the end of this round you should have 32 single crochets. Slip stitch into the first single crochet to end round 6, chain 1. For round 7 we're going to work 1 half double crochet into each stitch around. So I'm going to work my first half double crochet back into that same stitch that I slip stitched into. Work 1 half double crochet into the next stitch. And like that, continue working your half double crochets. At the end of this round, you should have 32 half double crochets. So we're alternating rounds of half double crochets and single crochets. To end round 7, slip stitch on top of the first half double crochet. Chain 1. For round 8, we're going to work 1 single crochet into each stitch around. So I just worked 1 single crochet back into the first stitch that we slip stitched into, and I'm going to continue and work 1 single crochet into each stitch around, and at the end of this round should be 32 single crochets. To end round 8, slip stitch into the first single crochet. For round 9, chain 1, work 1 single crochet back into that same stitch, like so. Skip 1 stitch, and into the following stitch, which is right over here, work 5 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It might get a little tight, try your best. Now skip this stitch right over here, and into the following stitch work your single crochet. And this is how it looks like. Let's continue, and this is pretty much the repeat. Skip 1 stitch into the following stitch, work 5 double crochets. Four and 5. Skip this stitch, and into the following stitch work your single crochet. And again, you're just going to repeat. Skip this stitch, into the following stitch work 5 double crochets, skip this stitch, and then work your single crochet. So continue working around, and I'll meet you at the end of this round to show you what to do next. Here I just finished working my 5 double crochets. Slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round. You should have 8 of this 5 double crochets worked. So I have a total of 8. Now let's work on the handle. If you don't want your handle, you can skip this part and just fasten off here. But if you do want your handle, go ahead and chain 27. So continue chaining until you have 27. I work the chain of 27. We're going to attach it to the opposite side. So count your 4, 5 double crochets that we worked on. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. And in between the 4th and the 5th one, the single crochet, which is right over here, we're going to slip stitch into that single crochet. So here I'm going to insert my hook, pull up the yarn, and go into the chain like so. And here we attached our handle, and make sure it's not twisted. Chain 1, and we're going to work our single crochets into this chain right here. So I'm going to go ahead and work my single crochet all across the chain until I get to the opposite side. So just continue working your single crochets across your chain, and I'll meet you at the end. Here I have one chain left, and I'm going to work single crochet into that chain. And to end this round, we're going to slip stitch right over here where we started chaining. We're going to slip stitch into that space and fasten up and cut your yarn. Pull out your hook, tighten it, and here's your handle. It's all finished. Let's go ahead and work on our yarn tails. Turn your work inside out. Let's go ahead and work on this one first. Using both strands of yarn, we're going to insert them into our yarn needle or a tapestry needle. And what I'm going to do here is, using these double crochets, I'm going to insert my needle into the back loops only, using as many double crochets as I can. Pull through. It might be a little bit tight. Now tighten it. So going back the opposite direction, I'm going to drop one of the double crochet loops and insert my needle into as many double crochets as I can. And once again, pull through. Tighten it. And then once again, going the opposite direction, drop a couple of loops or one loop and pick up as many double crochets as you can with your needle, back loops only. And pull through and take out your needle. Tighten it, and you can cut this yarn tails. Now same thing, let's go ahead and work on this yarn tails. Same thing with this one, I'm using both of the strands, and what I'm going to do is insert my needle into any of the stitches, and I'm trying to bring them away from the front and move them towards the back. So I'm just going to use those two stitches and bring it down like so. And then coming to the side, using any of the double crochets right over here where we did our 5 double crochets, I'm going to insert my needle into those back loops of the double crochets and bring it out towards the side. Now it's a little bit tight. Now drop one of the loops, and using the 5 double crochets, or now 4 back loops only, I'm going to bring my needle out the opposite direction, and then once again drop one of the loops and bring out your needle to the side, and you're done. Cut your yarn tails and you're all finished. You can turn your work back out and your basket is finished. Here's our finished basket. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.